Part 1. A Saiyan arrives at Kuwa. An intense white light swallowed Son Goku during a routine training session. The hyperbolic time chamber hummed with a strange resonance that even he, a seasoned warrior of multiple universes, hadn't felt before. One moment, he was throwing punches into the vast void, testing the limits of his own Super Saiyan prowess, and the next he found himself floating through an endless expanse littered with glittering motes. His instinct was to fight, but there was nothing to hit, only a current that pulled him along. Goku relaxed and let the phenomenon take him, trusting his innate toughness to carry him through. He emerged in a world that looked familiar yet foreign, with blue skies and green trees, but a distinct energy signature that differed from Earth's. At the edge of a suburban town, he spied a sign reading, Kuwa Academy. The sprawling campus looked like a modern high school, but his sharp senses detected a surprising blend of energy signatures, divine, demonic, and something entirely unknown. Wearing his orange gi, Goku walked toward the entrance, scratching his head as he wondered whether this was some kind of training set up by Whis or a prank by Beerus. As he approached the gates, students in uniforms whispered about the cosplayer on their lawn. Goku smiled and gave a carefree wave, oblivious to the stir he caused. Inside, he found a courtyard and a notice board full of club postings. His eye fell on a flyer for the Occult Research Club. Anything involving demons and spirits piqued his curiosity because of his past encounters with Majin Buu, Dabura, and other otherworldly beings. Before he could head there, however, a red-haired young woman approached him. Her aura radiated power and dignity, yet she smiled warmly. Ria's Gremory, she introduced herself, extending a hand. Welcome to Kuwa Academy. Your energy is unlike any I've felt in this world. Goku grasped her hand gently and replied with his trademark grin. I'm Goku. I think I got lost on my way home. Ria's eyes widened at his blunt honesty. Most people would panic, or at least ask questions when confronted with devils and fallen angels. This man seemed utterly unperturbed. She sensed enormous power sleeping beneath his simple demeanor. As the heir to the Gremory household and president of the Occult Research Club, she felt responsible for investigating this anomaly. She invited Goku to her club, hoping to discern whether he posed a threat to the delicate peace between angels, devils, and fallen angels. Goku, always excited to meet new fighters, accepted instantly. The Occult Research Club's headquarters, a refurbished European-style mansion, stood in a quiet corner of the campus. Inside, Goku encountered Akino Himejima, Ria's graceful and soft-son vice president, Kaneko Taojo, a petite silver-haired girl whose cat-like aura reminded him faintly of Korin, and Yudo Kiba, a blonde swordsman with a gentle demeanor and fierce loyalty. He also noticed the lingering scent of sacred energy, the kind he felt around the gods of destruction and supreme Kai. Ria's explained that she and her team were devils, reincarnated from human souls to serve noble houses. Despite their demonic nature, the Gremory peerage championed kindness and fairness. Goku listened intently, piecing together the cosmology of this world. Angels, fallen angels, and devils coexisted in a precarious balance, with various factions vying for power. Into this delicate dynamic, he had been thrust like a wild card. His presence unsettled established hierarchies. He carried the scent of someone who had fought gods and destroyed universes. Kaneko watched him with suspicion, while Akino's violet eyes glimmered with curiosity. Goku answered their questions truthfully, recounting his childhood on Mount Paozu, his adventures searching for the dragon balls with Bulma and Krillin, his training under Master Roshi, and his battles against Saiyans, Namekians, and deities. Every revelation astonished the club members. They had never heard of someone who could shatter planets with his bare hands, transform into multiple states of increasing power, or transcend his mortal form altogether. Yudo asked if Goku had ever fought a dragon like the Crimson Dragon Emperor. Goku chuckled and described his fight with Shenron's evil twin, Sin Shenron, and how he achieved Super Saiyan 4. Even Kaneko's stoic facade cracked slightly at the absurdity. Rias concluded that Goku's arrival was both a blessing and a potential risk. If he aligned with their enemies, he could annihilate the underworld. If he became their ally, he could help them secure peace. She proposed a simple solution: bring him into the fold as a provisional member. Goku, however, had questions of his own. He sensed a menacing energy lurking outside the window. Suddenly, a blue-haired girl dressed in a nun's habit dashed past, pursued by a slender man with sadistic eyes and a glowing light sword. Asia! Riaz exclaimed, recognizing the girl as a stray ex-nun who had stumbled into their territory. The man was a fallen angel, named Friedsel's, infamous for murdering innocent exorcists. He cornered Asia and prepared to strike. Goku didn't wait for an explanation. He vanished from Riaz's sight and materialized between Asia and Fried, catching the light sword with 2 fingers. Fried's eyes bulged. No human or devil had ever stopped his weapon barehanded. Goku smiled gently at Asia, telling her she would be safe. Then he flicked his wrist, and Fried flew backward, through the courtyard wall, landing in a heap. Akino raised an eyebrow, impressed. Riaz realized that their new guest was not just another foolhardy fighter. He was a protector with a pure heart. As Asia thanked him tearfully, Goku patted her head, amused by her innocence. She reminded him of his friend Chi-Chi, when they were young, full of conviction and gentle strength. Riaz offered Asia sanctuary within the club, and Asia accepted gratefully. The Occult Research Club, once a tight-knit group of devils, now sheltered a Saiyan warrior and a former nun. Together, they would face a world that was more complicated and dangerous than either side could have imagined. Part 2, Bonds Forged in Battle. The days following Goku's sudden arrival were anything but mundane. Every sunrise brought new challenges that tested the mettle of the Occult Research Club, and introduced Goku to the intricacies of their supernatural society. On his first official day as a provisional member, Riaz took him on a devil contract mission. Devils in this world earned reputation and power by granting human wishes in exchange for pieces of their souls. It was a practice as old as time, but Riaz's peerage approached it with a blend of professionalism and compassion. Goku found the concept amusing. He had gathered Dragon Balls to grant wishes before, but here, they were bargaining for minor desires, like a student wanting to pass an exam, or a chef wishing for inspiration. When a middle-aged magician requested help containing a mischievous familiar, Goku leaped into action. The familiar, a tiny dragon, spewed flames and flattened furniture while cackling with glee. Goku chased it around the cramped apartment, not wanting to hurt the creature. Finally, he caught it gently and whispered to it about the mischief he and his friends used to cause as children. The dragon calmed down, charmed by his warmth. The magician thanked them profusely, and Riaz made note of Goku's unique ability to resolve conflicts peacefully. His presence challenged the stereotype that devils were manipulative or cruel. Outside these missions, Goku continued to train. He sparred with Kiba in the courtyard, matching the swordsman's incredible speed with his own. Kiba's balance breaker sword birth allowed him to summon dozens of demonic swords simultaneously. Goku didn't draw a weapon. His fists were enough. He danced between blades, deflecting them with his forearms and occasionally flicking one aside to show he could disarm Kiba if he wanted. Kiba gained more in those sessions than he had in months of solo training. He learned to read Goku's movements and push his own limits. In turn, Goku admired Kiba's dedication to his comrades and his aspiration to right the wrongs of his past. The two men formed a bond that transcended species and worlds. Kiba even began to incorporate elements of martial arts into his swordplay, blending devil techniques with Saiyan philosophy. One afternoon, the Occult Research Club received distressing news. Rainer, the fallen angel who had murdered Issei Hayato in the original timeline, was wreaking havoc on the outskirts of Kua. She and her minions targeted exorcists and kidnapped stray sacred gear wielders. Riaz realized that the timeline had diverged. With Goku's arrival, certain events were unfolding differently, yet the threat remained. She tasked Goku with rescuing the captives, while she and Akino provided support. Goku teleported using instant transmission, a skill he rarely used unless necessary. He appeared behind Rainer, just as she prepared to execute, a young man whose sacred gear glowed faintly. Her eyes widened when she felt his hand on her shoulder. "Hello," he said simply before flicking her across the clearing. Rainer screamed and hurled spears of light. Goku bobbed and weaved, dodging each attack with childlike glee. He didn't want to kill her. He believed in offering second chances. Eventually, he disarmed her and pinned her to a tree. "Why are you doing this?" he asked. Rainer cursed the Fallengel's stagnant hierarchy and her desire to climb it through chaos. Goku shook his head. "Power isn't just about hurting others," he said softly. "I've fought tyrants who thought like you, and they all lost because their hearts were weak." He urged her to reconsider her path. Riaz, arriving on the scene, was surprised to find the fallen angel bound, but alive. She decided to take Rainer prisoner rather than kill her, displaying a mercy she had rarely been able to show before. Goku's influence spread throughout the faction. Devils began to question their own practices, while fallen angels sent emissaries to negotiate. Asia, watching Goku rescue the captives, felt her respect for him deepen. She had been ostracized for her healing sacred gear and saw in Goku a kindred spirit, someone strong who used his power to protect rather than dominate. As the days turned into weeks, Goku's name circulated among other supernatural groups. Azazel, the leader of the Grigori, the organization of fallen angels, heard of a warrior with unbelievable strength living among devils. He sent an envoy to observe. Similarly, Michael, leader of the angels, dispatched a representative to ensure that this new force did not upset the fragile peace. Unknown to them, a more sinister presence also took notice. Kakebiel, a fallen angel general, burned for war. He had been waiting for an excuse to resume hostilities. Goku continued training, unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. Between missions he spent evenings with the club members. Rias offered him a room in the mansion, which he accepted gratefully. He enjoyed sparring with Kaneko, who revealed her true form as a Nakamata and pushed herself to break past her trauma. Akino, whose holy lightning magic hid a mischievous streak, attempted to tease him, only to realize that his innocence deflected her advances effortlessly. To Goku, friendships were sacred. He never interpreted their camaraderie as more than that. Yet, unknown to him, admiration blossomed into affection. Among his companions, he had replaced Issei Hyodo, a boy once destined to become the Red Dragon Emperor, and by doing so he changed the trajectory of many hearts. Part 3. Shattering Chains of Destiny. Kua Academy soon buzzed with rumors of an upcoming raiding game. In the Devil hierarchy, raiding games were competitions between peerages that served both as training and as political maneuvering. Ria's next match pitted her against Riser Phoenix, a pureblood noble engaged to her through an arranged marriage. In the original timeline, Riser had humiliated her and Issei had fought valiantly to earn her freedom. This time, Goku replaced Issei. Rias was determined not to let history repeat itself. She trained her team rigorously, pushing them to new heights under Goku's guidance. He taught Kiba how to sense opponents' ki, Akino how to combine her lightning with energy blasts, and Kaneko how to harness her full Nakamata strength without fear. Rias honed her power of destruction, learning to focus it rather than rely on brute force. Goku's training sessions were grueling, but fun. He motivated his friends through games and laughter, recalling how Master Roshi used humor to temper discipline. When the day of the raiding game arrived, the Occult Research Club gathered in a massive arena conjured through magic. Devils from all over the underworld attended, eager to see the fabled Saiyan fight. Riser's peerage strutted confidently, mocking Rias for bringing a human. Riser himself, a tall man with fiery hair and regenerative abilities, smirked. "I admire your new pet, Rias," he said. "Perhaps after I win, I'll keep him as a souvenir." Goku scratched his head, confused. He didn't fully understand the stakes, but could tell that Riser's arrogance upset his friends. He stepped forward and smiled. "If you're looking for a fight, I'm happy to oblige," he said. The referee signaled the start. Kaneko, Kiba and Akino faced Riser's pawns, bishops, and knights while Rias engaged his queen. Goku set his sights on Riser. As the battle commenced, Goku's companions quickly gained the upper hand thanks to their new training. Kiba's swords moved like lightning, Akino's thunder roared, and Kaneko's fists shook the ground. Riser's peerage, accustomed to easy victories, faltered. Riser himself attacked Goku Hiden, surrounding himself with flames. He boasted that his regenerative abilities made him unbeatable. Goku smiled politely, dodging the flames with minimal effort. Riser grew agitated, launching a massive firestorm. Goku inhaled and blew the flames back at him, a playful technique he hadn't used since childhood. Finally, Goku decided to end the fight. He powered up just enough to make his aura visible, his black hair standing on end and eyes shimmering turquoise. Without transforming fully into Super Saiyan, he released a fraction of his ki. The entire arena trembled. Riser's flames sputtered out under the pressure. In a single motion, Goku vanished and reappeared behind Riser. He flicked the phoenix's forehead. Riser flew across the arena, crashed into a wall, and fell unconscious. Gasps erupted from the crowd. No one had ever defeated a phoenix devil so effortlessly. Rias's arranged marriage contract crumbled into ash. symbolically and literally, as her freedom was secured. She bowed deeply to Goku, tears of relief shimmering. In the stands, older devils whispered among themselves, some seeing opportunity, others sensing a threat. Ria's liberation reverberated throughout the underworld. Young devils, especially women, saw that tradition could be challenged. Riser's family simmered with anger, but could not deny Goku's strength. Azazel, who had been watching from a hidden corner, laughed with delight. He admired strong individuals and found Goku's presence invigorating. He decided to pay a visit. When he arrived at the Occult Research Club's mansion, he sauntered in like an old friend, his fallen angel wings folded behind him. Rias tensed, but Goku waved. "You must be Azazel," Goku guessed, sensing his balance of light and darkness. Azazel grinned. "And you?" "Must be the Saiyan who defeated a phoenix by flicking his forehead," he replied. "I'm impressed. Tell me, have you considered joining my research team? We have all kinds of interesting sacred gears to tinker with." Goku laughed and shook his head. "Thanks, but I'm happy training with my friends here." Azazel shrugged, taking the rejection in stride. "At least let me observe your power," he pleaded. Goku agreed to spar with him. The two traded blows. In the courtyard, their movements blindingly fast. Azazel quickly realized that even without transforming, Goku's power eclipsed his own. He called off the fight, chuckling. "You're out of this world." Literally, he said. "Be careful, you'll attract attention from factions far more dangerous than me." That evening, the club threw a celebration for Ria's freedom. They decorated the mansion with streamers and cooked a feast. Goku devoured plates of food with gusto, astounding his friends with his appetite. Ria's, relieved and grateful, toasted to the future. Akino teased Goku about his bottomless stomach. Kaneko challenged him to a tofu eating contest, and Asia baked a cake shaped like a dragon, symbolizing the mythical creatures both worlds revered. They laughed and shared stories late into the night. The bonds among them deepened from mere comrades to something more akin to family. Each member admired Goku for different reasons: his strength, his kindness, his innocence. Rias felt a warmth in her chest she hadn't expected. She remembered her arranged marriage and the way her family used her as a political pawn. Now, she could choose her own path. She looked at Goku and wondered if destiny had sent him not just to change the political landscape, but to change her heart as well. Part 4. Training and New Alliances. The aftermath of the raiding game left the supernatural world buzzing. But there was no rest for the Occult Research Club. News of Kakebiel's machinations reached Rias through her brother, Surzech's, the current Lucifer. Kakebiel sought to incite a new great war by attacking the peace conference between angels, fallen angels and devils. Surzech's asked Rias to guard Kua, while the higher-ups negotiated, aware that Goku's strength could deter even the most fanatical warlord. Goku agreed wholeheartedly. He hated senseless conflict and would not allow billions to suffer because of one warmonger. Meanwhile, the student council at Kua Academy, headed by Sona Citri, took an interest in Goku. Sona, a strict strategist and devil of the Citri family, prided herself on running the school efficiently while hiding its supernatural secrets. She confronted Rias and demanded to know why a human with the power of a god was wandering around campus. Rias introduced them formally. Sona adjusted her glasses and studied Goku. "We operate within rules here," she said. "I would appreciate it if you abide by them." Goku nodded, agreeing to follow the Academy's guidelines. Sona's demeanor softened when she saw his earnestness. She secretly admired how he balanced overwhelming power with humility. Her queen, Tsubaki Shinra, and other members of her peerage, including the coolly efficient Meguri Shinra and the playful Tomoe, were equally intrigued. They invited the Occult Research Club to a joint training session, bridging a gap between their teams that had persisted for years due to Rias and Sona's rivalry. During the training, Goku acted as a mediator and sparring partner for both peerages. He helped Sona's team refine their teamwork, teaching them to anticipate each other's movements through sensing ki, rather than solely relying on demonic auras. Kaneko sparred with Tomoe, finding a fellow hand-hand combatant. Kiba crossed blades with Sona's knight, and Akino and Meguri exchanged techniques, lightning meeting water. Rias and Sona observed from the sidelines, trading barbs, but also acknowledging each other's strengths. For the first time, the two heiresses laughed together. Goku's positive energy was infectious and their long-standing rivalry softened into friendly competition. As training progressed, Goku confided in Rias about his origins in Universe 7, and the celestial beings he knew, such as Beerus, Whis, and the Omni King. He explained the concept of ki, how it connected all living things, and how one could strengthen it through discipline, compassion, and self-awareness. Rias listened attentively, fascinated by a philosophy that differed from the devil magic she had mastered. She asked if devils could learn to manipulate ki. Goku believed anyone could. He placed his hand on her back and guided her through a breathing exercise. Rias felt warmth spread through her body that was unrelated to demonic energy. It was calming, empowering, and pure. It also brought her closer to Goku than she expected. Their cheeks flushed as they realized how intimate the moment was. Goku, ever oblivious, continued teaching, unaware of the effect his touch had on her heart. During one night watch, Kakebeel struck. He descended from the sky with 6 black wings, eyes burning with hatred. He hurled spears of light at the school, intending to destroy it. A barrier erected by Sona's magic and Ria's power of destruction held temporarily. Goku shot into the sky, intercepting the barrage with ease. Kakebeel scoffed. "I've heard of you, Saiyan," he sneered. "They say you defeated a phoenix. Let's see how you fare against a general." Kakebeel summoned a light spear the size of a skyscraper, and hurled it. Goku met the spear head-on, caught it and snapped it in half. Kakebeel's bravado faltered. He attacked again and again, only to be blocked effortlessly. Finally, Goku used a technique he had learned from Wise. He tapped Kakebeel's forehead with one finger, channeling just enough ki to knock him unconscious without killing him. Azazel, who had come prepared to fight his former comrade, sighed with relief. He thanked Goku and took Kakebeel into custody. The peace conference proceeded without interruption. The leaders of the 3 factions, impressed by Goku's restraint and skill, extended an invitation for him to attend future meetings. Goku declined politely, preferring to leave politics to others, but he agreed to intervene if the balance was threatened again. After Kakebeel's defeat, Goku's legend spread even further. Young devils and angels alike began copying his training methods. Some attempted to run with weights on their backs, others meditated to sense ki. Rias's father sent a letter thanking him for protecting his daughter. Sona confided to Tsubuki that she had never felt so inspired by someone outside her family. Azazel wrote a research paper on Saiyan biology, theorizing that their ability to surpass limits mirrored the concept of balance breaker in Sacred Gears. Through it all, Goku continued to train, oblivious to the admiration of devils, angels, fallen angels, and the growing affection from multiple women in his orbit.